Hey everyone, it's Andrzej Krzywda again. Today I'm going to start a coding session very soon. But before I do that, I would like to share with you and maybe document for myself so that I don't forget how it started. The story of a manual MVP that I did recently. So I have joined a Facebook group about the Strengths Finder results. You may know it as the Gallup test. I did the assessment like 1 year ago, learned about my result, and I really like exploring this area. When I learned that there is a Polish Facebook group, then I joined and I learned a lot from this group. And then I noticed that as part of this group, we have a Google Spreadsheet file, and people, when they take the assessment and when they join the group, they are encouraged to fill the data in the spreadsheet file. So in this context, it means provide the 5 talents, the 5 strengths they have, and just add one row in the Google Spreadsheet file with the name, and then mark on each column where it fits the right talent, say which position it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and leave the other empty. And people are encouraged to do it, and then it was apparently possible to filter the results somehow so that we can see which other people in the group who provided the talents have, similar 4, 5, or 3 talents. I'm really bad at Google Spreadsheets. I'm overall bad at Google user experience everywhere. But I did manage to do the filtering, and I was able to find that I have 0 people with the same 5 talents at the top, which is normal. That's a very rare situation. Then I was able to find, I think, one person with 4 shared strengths. But then I realized that it's actually very cumbersome because, for example, finding 3 talents is actually a big combination. So that would be a lot of filtering, and the spreadsheet at that time wasn't optimized for that, or I wasn't able to do it. So I thought, okay, maybe I will just, for myself, I will try to parse the file with some Ruby script and find the results for my own. And what I did, my first attempt was obviously premature optimization. How can I be always using the updated version of the Google Spreadsheet? So how can I use Google API to access the spreadsheet file from the Ruby script? And because I really had a limited time for that, and I really didn't think about it as a bigger project. After 5 minutes of trying to create an account on Google, because it was needed for some kind of permissions and in order to get the Google credentials. And as I said, I'm really bad at the Google user experience, so I gave up. And I tried to find an easier way. And the easier way, but it's more like manual now, it was to download the CSV version, the comma-separated values version of the spreadsheet locally, and then run the Ruby script, and then be able to see the results. And this worked fine. And so very quickly I had my answer to my questions. So finding people who are in this group with similar talents, that was quite a number of people, like one person with the 4 talents, and about 15 people with 3 talents, the same. So that was good. And then I thought, okay, maybe someone else can benefit from this. So I posted on the Facebook group that, hey, I have created this Ruby script, and they are mostly non-technical people there. So maybe someone else can use it, and I can just let me know if you want it, and I will paste you the results from my local script. And I said that it's possible with the spreadsheet file, but I'm probably not able to do it. And apparently people were similar like me, and they weren't able to do it alone. So many people asked me to run the script for them and paste the results. And what I did was, from the implementation details here, I didn't know where it ends, so I didn't know what would be the file, so I just started with one file called main.rb and main.test.rb, and in there I was, hacking the script, but also I was, even though I knew that I'm in a spike mode more or less, so that I was actually test driven, so I created the main test RB. Sorry, and in this test, I actually, had the initial implementation. So I used this technique where you actually put all the implementation first in the test, without any real implementation in normal classes, non-test classes. And then once you have something working and the assertions are fine, then you extract the code from the test to your normal classes. And that's the attempt I took at the beginning. And quickly I've had the CSV importer class and a human class, and I had classes for all the 34 trends which are possible. There was a bit of an overkill at the beginning, but now it seems to be actually helping me. And the nice part was that in the test, I had a local data file with all the data, and I was asserting that if you import this, then for me, for Andrzej Krzywda, it will find one person with this specific combination of talents, and several others with three talents. So that was the assertions, and for now, this is kind of a regression test for me. So whenever I grab a new file, I can ensure that the code is still working and the file is not broken by running the test and checking that all the 30 people right now or 40 people have similar results. But actually, they do have different results, because when I re-download the file, then the test file actually serves also as a notification system for me, because the tests are failing now because for me, for example, for Andrzej Krzywda, it shows, you no longer have 14 people with the same 3 talents, you now have 15 people, because someone else added themselves to the spreadsheet file, and my test is telling me, hey, you have a new person who is very similar to you according to this model of thinking about strengths. So this is kind of an implicit feature of the script, and this is a nice side effect. Probably it's abuse of how to use tests, but locally it's working fine. So overall, this is a good setup, and as I said, I have helped many people. It was accidental, I would say. And what are the next steps? Right now, the script only runs on my machine. So there are several problems with this design. So overall, the MVP was within 2 hours, I was able to write something that is very helpful. And I think I got the MVP right. And this is usually, now at this moment, I have this problematic situation, like how to improve it, because I still have limited time to work on this. It's a total side project for me. I have no real benefits from that, but I have fun. And what I can do, I have many options. So first, I would like to, so that one of the bigger goals here is that other people can use the script somehow. It can be that all the people who want the results, but it can be that we can just learn or teach the other moderators of the group, for example, how to use it. So there are possible options here. And I think for some reason people like the idea that they will have the results pasted into a Facebook comment on the group instead of forcing them to go for a web application. So this is one thing I learned. People don't like systems, and people don't like using new applications because very often for the creator of the application it's all obvious and clear, but for other people it's all new and unclear. So maybe we will not force the people to use it, but instead we will be manually helpful humans and just paste the results for them. Maybe when they are invited to the group, maybe when they are starting the group, I don't know. So one idea is, because it's a Ruby script, maybe that's one possible idea to experiment how quickly I can turn this script into a REST application, deploy it to, for example, to Heroku, and have some kind of web panel for that, and for limited people or somehow hidden from the outside, be able to access it from the group. So this is one possible combination of things, and that might be the way to go for me for today. So I'm happy I documented what's the current state. If you have any ideas like how you could see it proceeding, or what can be possible to be done with such script, let me know on Twitter, on Snapchat, or on Spreaker in the comment section. And thanks for listening, and see you in the next time.